Jamie Overton, 3 short. Polite Enquiries, day 3 leads, 1 short. Push P asks, what really is Bazball? A wobble, a 3/4, a nip backer?
I think it's a wobble ball because Ben Stokes at the start of this series, when he picked Matt Potts ahead of that first test, said Matt Potts is an athlete, but he's also exactly the type of person who he wants his team to be about. Now I say the wobble ball because Matt Potts over the winter got a wobble ball into his armour, as he said, as he told Sky Sports, and that's why he's in this position now. That's why he was out there doing what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been unbelievably good. I think his role sort of subtly changed as well, hasn't it? Because obviously he was the sort of point of difference bowler in the first 2 tests, whereas in this one he's kind of been the James Anderson in terms of how economical he's been. He's obviously not quite got Anderson's bag of tricks as you would expect at his age, but yeah, he's been really impressive, hasn't he? Ishan asks, what are Baz Stokes doing right that Root Silverwood didn't?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because because of how good it's been now, it feels like everyone else was doing something wrong. They've made them think less. I don't think they're really idiots, but it's a complicated game, isn't it? And it's a game that's easy to overcomplicate. And I think they've just taken that away from them. And I think within that, everyone's actually playing a bit more selfishly when you think about it, because they're just concentrating on their own games, which is kind of what the game is supposed to be about, or certainly what we're told it's about.
We've also got to avoid getting too far ahead of ourselves, because there were moments in that Silverwood era. South Africa away.
Yeah, what?
Is it new manager bounce? Is it the future of Test cricket? Who knows? Jeff asks, how has Stokes led the transformation of the England team, notably Leach's performance and settling in of bowlers Potts and Overton?
So Leach opening the bowling today, it was very cool, and I think it was coolest because it seemed quite normal. Yeah. Like he came onto bowl, I was like, oh, Leach is opening the bowling. He essentially bowled 2 overs before lunch, which is what spinners do anyway. But it felt a bit more normal. Even the way Leach was standing at the top of his mark, kind of like dictating everyone. I don't know, because Stokes believes it, Leach believes it, and because Leach believes it, we believe it.
Yeah,
that seems to be it.
That's basically this buy-in at the moment. And obviously at some point the bubble will burst, and I think everyone knows that. But it's a really good bubble while it lasts.
Safe living environment.
Good. Chris Ward asks, how much does Ehantharajah Patel wish he had a captain who trusts spin like Stokes does with Leach? I think this is a really good question because arguably, we were saying this earlier, weren't we? The 2 overs that define the series more than any were probably when Stokes hit Ehantharajah out of the attack at Lord's, because Williamson clearly didn't go into that test trusting him much as a spinner. Even though he picked him in the team and was the guy coming back off the performance of his career, yeah, as soon as he got whacked a couple of times by Stokes, that was it for him. That's been it for the series. The contrast between Bracewell bowling a few overs of pretty expensive off breaks and getting absolutely whacked by Overton and Bairstow versus Leach being the key man even on day 1 for England, it's pretty stark. Ben Jones asks, what would be your best guess at Brendan McCullum's team talk for this series? I have a theory relating to Sir Alex Ferguson, I think, once when Man United were losing at half-time to Spurs, basically came in and said, lads, it's Tottenham. I think McCullum's most influential thing he's probably said at any point in the series is, lads, it's New Zealand. There's just been this weird little brother energy about them this whole series.
It has been, yeah.
Like, England have been the Chads, the Alphas, you know. New Zealand, the lesser the better.
Well, England are being governed by the New Zealand Alpha, who is, you know, the thing that set McCullum apart was that he was never that shrinking violet. He was never, despite the size of him, he was never that little brother. It's that chant that Spurs always seem to get. It's happened again, and I think there's a point tomorrow where New Zealand throw this away and the Western Terrace should go up in that.
Kane Williamson, it's happened again. Jay asks, if England managed to take the last 5 wickets quickly tomorrow and a set 180 to 200 to win in the best part of 2 days, will they try to chase the target in 2 hours?
So there's a rail strike today, I think. Is there one on Monday? Because if there is, we'll probably try and do it in a day. Please, England, if that is the case, do it in a day, because we do need to get down.
They're the people's team now. That's how they're going to do it. They've been, you know, the players were orchestrating the crowd all day. Root got those fans their money back at Lord's because he did it in 15 overs.
Good shout.
On the last day. So yeah, they're going to absolutely go for it, and maybe they'll even try and get some refunds here.
And if they can't do it before the trains get fixed, they'll probably drive us home anyway.
Kyle asks, are Bairstow and Overton the most wholesome, relatively little and large partnerships since Ehantharajah and Roller? We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.